Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well. Hope you're getting in your reading. Today's book is Magpie Murders by Anthony Horowitz. You might recognize the name Anthony Horowitz. He did I believe he was one of the minds behind the Sherlock series. I believe this was his first. No, it wasn't his first novel. It was his fourth. Came out in 2016, so it's about 10 years old now. He was a screenwriter for Foyle's War. If you've seen it, it's a really good series. Really well done. I think he did the Sherlock series. I'm not sure, but I think I could actually be wrong. So anyways, I'll read you the back. Editor Susan Ryland has worked with best-selling crime writer Alan Conway for years, so she has no reason to think his latest novel will be much different from his others. Readers love his detective, Atticus Pund, a celebrated solver of crimes in the sleepy English villages of the 1950s. But Conway's latest tale of murder at Pye Hall is not quite what it seems. Yes, there are dead bodies and a host of intriguing suspects, but hidden in the pages of the manuscript lies another story. A tale written between the very words on the page, telling of real-life jealousy, greed, ruthless ambition, and murder. Dun, 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 dun. Masterful and clever. Okay, I don't even read that part. I gave this a 4 out of 5. I read this back in 2018, soon after it appeared. It came onto the scene for another book club I belong to, and I have belonged to since then. And I liked it, except it felt right now when I'm just finishing it up, because I have a book club tonight when I'm recording this, it just felt kind of a little long. See, after you figure out who killed Alan Conway, it yeah. The neat thing about this book, it is a book within a book. And it is about the publishing industry, about how ruthless it can be, apparently. And how one publishing company can just, how relationships work. I really think it was really cleverly done. Tagging, you first get Magpie Murders up until about part 6. I think there's a whole, I can't remember. I'm looking in the book up to part 6, and then it switches to the present day. And when you follow Susan Ryland, who's trying to figure out how Alan Conway has died and has been killed. And like any good English murder story, there are lots of red herrings and there's lots of little clues as to who the murderer might be. And I won't give it away. If you're really curious and you're tired of it. I mean, that was you can go and find out what happened. I'll give you that. But I can tell you, just reading that again, doing that and then reading it, just kind of got the joy out of it. And hence, it would have probably ended up being a 4.5, if not for that little thing. Yeah, that was stupid. I know. But it's a really good book, really well told. And if you enjoy murder mysteries like Agatha Christie or even the Inspector Gamache series, I think you really like this book. It is part of a series. There are 3 books that I know of. And if you really want more, there is a television series that stars Leslie Manfield, who was the final Princess Margaret in the Crown series on Netflix. She plays Susan Ryland, and there is a follow-up movie to that. It's something to do with something to do with flowers. I can't remember. But it's a similar type of cover. I haven't read it, obviously. I haven't read the second book, Susan Ryland book. She goes yet on another 2 books she does it. So if you're interested and you've read Magpie Murders, let me know. Let me know what you thought of it if you've read it before. If you kept on going with the series, that would be really great. Because, I mean, get some discussion going. It would be awesome. Anyways, that was Magpie Murders by Anthony Horowitz. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye for now.